What's up guys, Csaba here from Game of Conversions, and I'm back with another proven sales letter breakdown video, but with a twist, because today I'm not going to look at one specific sales page or sales letter, but instead we're actually going to look at 50 different Facebook ads. Now, this list hasn't been compiled by me. It was actually done by a guy named Matt Dye, so I definitely encourage you to check out his stuff, mattdye.org, because he's the one who compiled this cool little list, and I want to acknowledge that fact. But when I saw this swipe file, I immediately thought about analyzing a few of these ads, because as I scroll through it, I noticed a lot of cool little ads that, you could also model your ads after. And, I want to see what these companies who are obviously crushing it are doing. What are the angles, the hooks, the stories that they're using, or are they using long ads, short ads, I don't know, feature, benefit types of ads, story-based ads, all that stuff. So today we're going to dive deeper into that, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it. But before we do, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy online marketing videos, copywriting videos, advertising themed videos. And also, if you're new here, then what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel, because I'm releasing these videos daily nowadays, and that way you'll be the first to know when I release a new one. So with that being said, let's jump into it. So 50 Facebook ads that made millions. Let's see the first one. It's actually by Neil Patel, and Neil Patel is a really famous online marketer, SEO guy, just an all-around digital marketing guy who's crushing it with various types of courses, coaching programs, even software tools and all that stuff. So let's see what his ad looks like. So first right off the bat, we can see that it's pretty long, right? So there you go. A lot of people think that you shouldn't use long copy in Facebook ads because nobody reads that, right? Well, no. And if the copy is good, if the story is relevant, if it makes an emotional connection with the reader, then by all means use long copy. People will read it. But if your long copy is boring, obviously they won't read it. But if your short copy is boring, they still don't read it. However, if your short copy is good, but people still need some sorts of sales arguments or their objections answered or something like that, then it's a bad thing that you have short copy, and you should have longer copy, which has more stories, more sales arguments, more things related to your offer. Okay, so let's see how it goes. I started my first website at age 16 on a hope and prayer. I took all the money I had earned from working my tail off at Nutberry's farm when I wasn't going to school, and I paid a marketing firm to help me get traffic to my website, thinking I was going to make it big overnight. So right off the bat, we see this vulnerable hero's journey type of story. So he describes an aspiration that he had. Then we're probably going to get into describing problems, like how it was hard. Then we're going to have an agitation part, which says, I was really struggling. I didn't have money. I hated it. And then we're going to get a tease, like a little snippet of the solution, which is going to be the thing that he's offering. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's probably a book or lead magnet or something like that. Yes. So let's see how it goes. And after all, they made these huge promises to me. Plus, they were the experts. They should be able to deliver me results, right? Well, the fact of the matter was, and by the way, notice how there's a typo here. Plus, they were the experts. The Y is missing. And even though the typo was missing, look at this. This ad got 745,000 views with 10,000 likes and reactions and 1,500 shares. So there you go. A lot of people start obsessing over proofreading and grammar and stuff like that. It doesn't matter when it comes to copy, okay? This ad obviously crushed it, even though it has a very glaring typo. So what? People don't care. As they're reading this, they don't care. They're gonna skip it. Most people are not even going to notice it. And there you go. So once again, you know that message, the message itself is more important than grammar. So out of my frustration, so sound familiar? Out of my frustration and the fact that I was now flat broke, I decided I had to learn online marketing. However, I couldn't just learn everything. I really needed to focus my time and attention on one thing. Since I didn't have a dime to my name, I made the decision easy for me. My attention had to go on figuring out how to drive free traffic to my website and get the traffic to become customers. And I needed to do it fast. So I read all the books, the blogs I could get my hands on. Then I got to testing. A lot. And the things I tried failed. However, I just kept going and going and going. I hated losing, and the story continues more and more. Eventually, as you can see, there's a problem, there's an agitation, there's this little discovery story of how, Neil was able to discover all these cool things, and then he got, he even helped companies like Google, NBC, General Motors, Viacom, and eBay to boost their sales. He was even featured in Forbes Entrepreneur and Fast Company. And then now he compiled all his knowledge into a cool little system. So check it out, which is exactly why I am here today. I recently put together a free online workshop that I'd like to invite you to. So it's a webinar. It's called How I Built 4 Multi-million-dollar Companies with Free Traffic Available to Anybody. And then you get a little ideas of what's included in the workshop itself, and you get the link. So notice how it's all story. It's vulnerable. It's written from a first-person perspective. This is because of compliance reasons. You cannot really say you in Facebook ads that much, but yeah, this is how a winning Facebook ad looks like. Even if you don't like long-form story-based ads, this is what works. And it will continue working. So let's see Clickfunnels. Well, this one's actually a super short one, very interesting one. I don't know why. It seems like it's only just one testimonial. So it says, on this test, Russell shows you 2 landing pages. One made an 18% increase in conversion rate, but decreased sales by over 31% just by changing one word on the page. Very interesting. So this kind of shocks a little bit because it has a different thing compared to our expectations. I didn't really expect that, okay? So it seems like it also pissed some people off, but it had a lot of reactions and it had a lot of shares as well. So obviously it was working, but yeah, interesting. Then we have an e-commerce one. So for e-commerce, you often can get away with shorter ads, but even for e-commerce products, sometimes it pays off to have a story-based ad because it's a great way to differentiate your brand, your product, to showcase your unique selling proposition, to showcase your unique mechanism, like how you're different, what makes your product different. Is it like a specific formulation? Is it like a proprietary formula or something? Is it like a special molecule or something that your supplement, triggers in your body that, turns on a fat burning switch or something like that? It doesn't matter, but you can still use it. But let's check out a short one. So essential oil lovers, this, calls out people. We are continuing our essential oil diffuser necklace giveaway into the new year. Just pay shipping and handling. So this is a free plus shipping offer. Obviously, these do pretty well from a engagement metrics standpoint, and they have a lot of shares, but the quality of the customer that you get with this is usually pretty low. But still, you're still getting a customer, and if you have a lot of upsells in the back end, you can still make it work, okay? So we have a call out, we have like a giveaway, which people love, we have a call to action, and we have some scarcity. People need scarcity to make a decision. Limit 5 per customer, hurry, offer good while supplies last. So this just assumes that you want to buy more. So it probably increases average order value, and I can definitely bet you that on the order page, there's an option to supersize this order or get more, or get the companion little trinkets to this or something like that, okay? And that all raises average order value so that the economics can work out, because this is like a free plus shipping offer, as I said. But still, it probably worked. So now, then we have Dillard. Let's see what he's advertising here. Free training, how to build a large email list and audience from scratch. Okay, let's check it out. As you can see, it's still a relatively long form ad. It has like 500 words or something like that. So let's see how it goes. It starts with kind of like a headline. So how to get over 700 plus new email subscribers per day without spamming people or spending money out of your pocket. So this is like a how-to headline, or like a fascination if you want. I think this wouldn't really work that well today, because now Facebook is much more strict when it comes to compliance, and you cannot really make these specific claims. Even though they're good from a copywriting perspective, you cannot really make the specific claims themselves. So, all right, so you've probably noticed that the most successful entrepreneurs out there today all have one thing in common. They all have a huge social media audience or email list. Tim Ferriss, 500,000 subscribers. Ramit Sethi, 200,000 subscribers. Marie Forleo, 250,000 subscribers. And my email list has over 400,000 subscribers. So yeah, we start with a new opportunity, basically, in that, you as the reader, if you're not building a big enough email list, you're leaving money on the table, and now you have the opportunity to build a list, because lists are so cool, and we have a bunch of benefits that lists provide. So because lists is the modern day version of distribution network, if you have a product you'd like to sell, there's no need to get into a retail store or buy television ads. It's a great little example. It's a great little parallel between having an email list and having a distribution network. So that's pretty cool. But then we get to the problem, which is, unfortunately, most new entrepreneurs haven't figured out how to build a large email list quickly. So this goes on to showcase the speedy aspect of this, okay? So it's like you can, the promise of the email list is there, but it's hard to build an email list. So how can you do it quickly so that you can make money quickly, because money is attracted to speed? Well, get that process, because I produce over 700 plus email subscribers per day, and now I've put together a free training on how you can do the same. And we have a cool little image which highlights, I don't know, probably list growth of like how many people join his list on a given day. So pretty cool. We have 14,000 like reactions, 4,000 shares. Wow, 1.2k comments. So obviously this has crushed it. And you see, it's kind of helpful. It's not overly salesy at all. It just highlights a new opportunity, showcases the problem that comes when you want to like get to that, you want to capitalize on that new opportunity by yourself, and gives you a solution. That's it. So pretty cool. It would be probably harder to scale something like this today, but pretty cool. Okay, then we continue with Sam Ovens. Well, Sam Ovens is the big guy in the consulting sphere. His course, Consulting Accelerator, has been bought by probably thousands of wannabe or real consultants, actually, and it's a great course. But I know that he was really crushing it with these ads a few years ago, even to this day. And we can see we have 10,000 reactions, 2,000 shares, a lot of comments. 9 millionaire consultants were created with this advice. Ignore at your own peril. So what a good reel of fascination, right? Like, it has specifics. 9 millionaire consultants were created with this advice. What's this? It's just like the, do you make these mistakes in English? What's the these? What's the this? You want to know, right? So you want to click. And then we also have like a little like warning type of messaging here by saying ignore at your own peril. Okay, interesting. So it starts with, in the past 12 months, I created 7 millionaire consultants with this training. Once again, this training was the training, right? How? With relentless focus on 3 key things. You see, the entire marketplace is bombarded with messages telling you to do 1 million and one things like Periscope, Twitter, writing books, speaking, blogging, blah, blah, blah. While others are spreading themselves thin on 23 different things, my clients and I are quietly focusing on 3 and eating everybody's lunch while we're at it. Want to know what these 3 things are? Well, go check out my training. So yeah, it just, once again, it promises something, a new opportunity. Then it highlights a real problem, which is like tactical hell, overwhelmed with all these different types of tactics. and then it hints at a solution by saying that, you know, if you only focus on one thing, then you can crush it, while everybody else who is focusing on other things and many other things are going to fail. And interested? Well, check out my webinar here. And we have a little description of what's inside the webinar. And he basically says, in this free training, I show you exactly how I got started with my consulting business and how I grew it to over $750,000 per month with very little overhead and complexity. So, and then we have a very authority building picture by obviously showcasing Sam Ovens as like this digital nomad guy who has a lot of money, who has, you know, yachts in the background, and he talks about something which is really valuable. So all in all, a great ad. It crushed it for a long time, and you know, Sam Ovens' company probably does like, I don't know, $40-50 million a year at this point in time. So they obviously grew a lot because of these ads. And notice how it's very easy to read. Once again, it has that friendly tone that I talked about in yesterday's video when I dissected Ramit Sethi's How to Talk to Anybody sales page. This is what works in copywriting, guys. Even though you're like, you might want to target PhD graduates or people like that, you would still use this super simple language, because simplicity, ease of understanding trumps almost everything else in copywriting. So it's pretty cool. Let's see the next one. Digital Marketer, huge company when it comes to digital marketing. It only says, we've compiled a library of our top performing Facebook ads of all time. So there's the opportunity, the promise. We've used these exact ads to generate 400,000 plus leads and millions of dollars in revenue from Facebook. Not to brag, but they work. So this is proof. So promise, proof. Scroll through our Facebook ad library and get inspiration for your very own ads. And then we have the picture, Facebook ad template library. Okay, yeah, pretty cool. Very simple. We just have like a new opportunity. We have proof. We have call to action. That's it. And notice how it says scroll through our Facebook ad library. Instead of saying click here to get action, it's a little bit different. So it might work a little bit better. But all in all, I like it. Dollar Shave Club. Obviously, Dollar Shave Club, man, was really crushing it for a long time, and even to this day probably. The picture immediately grabs your attention because it says ours, theirs. Like how, you know, ours seems better and it's like only $6, and theirs is $18 and it doesn't seem so quality. And this triggers an immediate us versus them thing in people. It's like, we are better. So it positions this company, Dollar Shave Club, as the obvious choice. It says, stop getting ripped off by the most expensive a man can get. Wow, weird. Okay, Dollar Shave Club delivers the world's best razors for a few bucks a month. No commitment, no membership fees, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Join Dollar Shave Club, and then you have the link. So very simple. It basically taps into a pain point which some men might feel, in the sense that, oh, I gotta buy new razors and I don't know, it's just a hassle. I have to pay money for it, and it's like, it's expensive, it's wasteful, it's not efficient at all. So now, you know, maybe I can subscribe to something like a service. It's super cheap and it delivers me razors, you know, to my doorstep. So it's way simpler. It's pretty cool. Okay, so no commitment, no membership fees. These are objection handling elements, 100% satisfaction guarantee. This is basically a little proof element here. And then we have the call to action. So super simple, but once again, this is an e-commerce product. So it doesn't necessarily have to be long, but I think that Dollar Shave Club also has ads that highlight their brand story more, or which highlight the funny or humorous aspect of their brand. Okay, but it obviously worked. Then we have this guy juicing vegetables. Okay, so immediately we can see that it's a video ad and it's something useful. So people might want to click it because they might learn something, right? It's a checklist. So you can see the checklist itself. This is a great example of making your advertisement itself valuable. So Let's see how this ad goes. Have you ever made a juice that tasted so bad it was undrinkable? So it tastes onto an already existing fear that this market has, which is like, yeah, I want to, drink these juices and I want to live healthier, but like, those tastes, man, they're so bad. Like, I don't want to deal with that. This is the pain that this ad taps into. And then we continue. When I first started juicing, I did. Avoid the struggle and wasted produce by downloading my free green juice recipe cheat sheet so that you can easily create great tasting healthy green juice. Download it here. Once again, super simple, and it had a lot of reactions because it's useful, right? And the copy itself, most of it at least, is delivered in this video. So that's why it's not included here, but I can bet you that this video is probably longer than this little snippet here. But it's just like, it's a question that taps into a pain point. It's the second line builds empathy. I also had this problem. The third line basically is kind of like a call to action, but it also has benefits and features. It's like, hey, get this thing here so that this taps into the benefits, and the benefits are easily create great tasting healthy green juice. And then you have the call to action. Very simple, but it worked. Then Henry, we have, once again, you can see it's long form copy, and we have a proof, like an authority building little image here, how he's delivering a speech. So obviously he must know what he talks about, right? And then in the call to action, we have free training, my 3-step method for landing easy Facebook ad clients that pay. I like it. It's a great fascination. It has specifics because 3-step method, it also has some unique mechanism type of thing to it. Landing Facebook ad clients is like the main benefit, but this is an even better benefit because easy Facebook ad clients. So this is probably one of the big objections that the target audience for this ad has, in that most clients who want Facebook ad services are difficult. They want to micromanage you. They want to, I don't know, they have all these weird little thoughts in their mind, something like that. So this answers that objection preemptively. And we also have that pay. So once again, that's another objection. So I'm guessing most people are getting ripped off who are working in this market, so that's why this is important here. And then let's just see how it begins, because just like with any other type of copy, like the first few lines are the most important, and this headline, because if people aren't really hooked by the first 2 or 3 paragraphs, or even the first paragraph, like they're not going to read the rest, okay? So that's why it's important to really nail the little hook, the little first snippet of your Facebook ad, just like it's important to nail the headline of your sales letter. So let's see how it goes. Do you want to land easy Facebook ad clients that pay? So this qualifies people, and it taps into a desire that they have. You could waste your time on Facebook arguing about politics, or you could spend it building a business that pays the bills. So we have a promise, and then we get into the problem by saying running a Facebook ads agency is simple. In theory, you charge a monthly fee to run ads for other people's businesses and get them more leads and sales. Listen, there are 2 types of people that try and start Facebook ads agencies: the struggler, the opportunist, And then we have a bunch of other things here, like I put together a free training, register here, what I'm going to cover. So these are the desire building aspects, and we have some bullets, just like with other sales letters. And then we have the call to action, and then we have other little interesting things set here. So notice how this is pretty similar to the proven sales letters that I broke down, which are 50 years old or 100 years old. It's the same stuff, guys. So that's why it's important to learn these direct response copywriting principles and marketing principles directly from the source, because people like Claude Hopkins, people like Victor Schwab, people like Gary Halbert, Eugene Schwartz, Mel Martin, these are the people who invented the whole craft And even new day experts like Dan Henry, for example, are basically reusing the same ideas that the greats invented. And that's why it's important to learn from the greats. And that's why it's a good idea for you to check out my other videos in this Proven Sales Letter Breakdown series. I'm going to leave a link below this video in the description section. You can check it out right now because I've covered many other proven sales letters with great big ideas, and you can get a lot of inspiration from those, no doubt. Let's see the next one. Instant ad copy. We went from 0 to 14 million in 12 months using only Facebook ads. Facebook ads for $20. We'll write ads for you for just $20. So, okay, interesting. It's yeah, it's a bit cheesy. Okay, so using the image of this girl in a slightly, revealing position or something like that, it grabs attention, and then there's only like this get rich quick type of messaging here. Obviously it qualifies people because this is aimed at people who are running Facebook ads. It didn't really have that many reactions and shares and comments, and probably the reason why is because this is attracting people who are bottom feeders, who are tire kickers. Okay, so imagine who this people is attracting. Entrepreneurs who have zero money right now but want to become a multi-millionaire within a year, and then they see, wow, $20 I can become a millionaire, count me in. But they won't do the work for that's needed to get to that level for sure, and the ad itself isn't really valuable. Okay, notice how in some cases the Facebook ad itself delivered a lot of value even before people click it, even before people request the lead magnet that the ad is advertising. Even before that, it gives away value. This one doesn't really give away that much value, and you can see it in the number of shares and everything, and the number of helpful things. This one, which is like a helpful video by a fit guy just describing things on a simple checklist, this one has 1.5 million views and almost 20,000 reactions. Okay, this one we don't know the views, but only 700 reactions. Okay, Jason Hornung, I think he's an agency guy. I heard about him before. 6.2k reactions, a lot of shares. So once again, we have like, I think this is not a video, but it seems like a video, and it obviously showcases how he's probably the expert. He's trying to teach something, and this just presupposes that if you click the link, you're gonna get something valuable. So this in itself increases call to click-through rates. Okay, and notice how it's super, like, it doesn't seem like a super professionally produced video or something like that. You can see his desktop here. You can see multiple tabs open. He just wants to teach you something. Okay, let's see how the ad starts. Are you having trouble targeting buyers with your Facebook ads? If so, there's a few little known reasons for this. Watch the video below and you'll discover the reasons, along with what you can do about them to take your campaigns from failure to success, or from success to massive success in 2017. So this is more of a curiosity-based ad. Okay, it doesn't really give away anything, but it hints at a very valuable potential thing. Okay, so it tries to draw in people who are looking for buyers with Facebook ads, not just leads or like cheap people who don't want to spend money with you anyway. So it's interesting. This could also work really well as an email. Okay, just copy paste this in your email service provider, and it would definitely work well, because if people like clicking on these types of messages, then in a Facebook ad, then they're also gonna like clicking on the same type of stuff in an email. It doesn't really matter. Okay, Liz Benny. Let's see this one. Whoa, pretty long as well, but it has a lot of reactions. What is this actually? I have no idea. Probably a webinar. Yes, this was when webinars got started, around 2016, 2017 was probably the golden age of webinars, and how, many people were doing these multi-million-dollar course launches. it probably doesn't work so well anymore. It still does. I mean, course launches still work, but you have to have much more complexity nowadays in order to make it work, because people have seen it, okay? They've seen how it works. They've seen all the little things that go through it. So let's just get a quick little rundown of this. Do you want to build an amazing course, but are you struggling to come up with the course concept? Something you're good at, something that's meaningful, something that people will buy? Imagine how amazing you will feel when you finally work out your course modules. So this connects to the pain of course creators who want to create a course but have no idea like what to include in the course itself. So it solves a specific problem. And for the right audience, for the right target audience, this little lead here, I would say it's pretty effective, because like, you know, people start nodding, yes, yes, yes. And these are little micro commitments that people are going to have when it comes to clicking the link, because they've already subconsciously said yes to these things. And then they're more likely to say yes to these things. This is just how our minds work. It's more of an advanced psychology thing, but just trust me on this. Or research it yourself. That's even a better option. So then we have a little intro of, hi, my name is Liz Benny. We have some authority build-up. We already have the offer itself. I'd like to invite you to my free webinar. Cool. I'm going to show you. So then we have a little like fascinations on what's inside the webinar. These are there to build desire. Some more personal stuff, call to action, even more desire building bullets and fascination. So it's the same stuff, once again, that our good old OG copywriters invented 100 years ago, but it still works even after 100 years. Okay, this one's a little bad quality, so I'm not gonna read it, but as you can see, it's a long ad. And one more example how long copy definitely works even to this day. Onnit, free bottle of new mood, better sleep, better mood, better you. Okay, interesting. So this gets people's attention. It's a bit clickbaity, but could work. Okay, get a free bottle of new mood. Serotonin has been shown. So here immediately we start with a call to action type of headline. Then, very interestingly and very importantly, we have a unique mechanism type of thing. So, get a free bottle of new mood. And, you know, at this point, people start wondering, okay, so what's new mood and why should I care? And probably the people who this is going to are a little bit more solution aware, probably in their stage awareness. If you haven't checked out if you don't know what stages of awareness are, then make sure to check out my video on my channel called The 5 Stages of Awareness. It's a very important concept in copywriting, and Eugene Schwartz invented it, one of our OG copywriting masters. So these people, they get a little description about what serotonin is, and you know how it works, how there's this L-tryptophan type of thing, and 5-HTP that's a converting catalyst, and vitamins, and blah blah blah. So this just seems like authority building thing, like an authority building thing to people, and it gets them interested. It's like, wow, this thing, wow, must be really scientific, right? It must be something that it makes sense why it works, right? Because it triggers all these enzymes and vitamins and stuff like that, and people get interested in these types of things. Then we have, this is again is a free plus shipping offer. So for a limited time, we're offering you a free bottle of New Mood. Just pay shipping. We're sure you're gonna love it. Here's the link. So very friendly. This is more scientific, so I'm interesting to see how people read this, especially when you know it's one paragraph. So not only is it like a significantly harder sentence to read, it's just one paragraph, which makes it even harder to read. So yeah, I don't know about that, but I like the concept behind it of like describing a little bit your unique mechanism. Okay, Tai Lopez, our friend Tai Lopez, a lot of views on this video. This little video obviously shows proof, and as you can see, it's 11 minutes, so it's a video sales letter. It's a medium length video sales letter, and even though the copy is just you know, it's not that long, but it's not that super short either, but the video itself is the thing that does the heavy lifting, in my opinion. So interesting how it's Tai Lopez who is advertising it, but he's talking from the perspective of his friend Adrian. So I convinced my friend Adrian, who I consider one of the top e-commerce guys out there, proof, to give you guys a behind-the-scenes inside look at his e-commerce store. So yeah, I like the hook. Notice how this seems much more valuable to people, and they're gonna click it because instead of saying, here's a video sales letter, watch it now. Instead, Tai Lopez says, I convinced my guy to do like this behind the scenes walkthrough just for you. How cool my guy is and how cool I am, right? This is what people are gonna associate Tai Lopez with, and this is why this ad is probably effective, because it's not greedy at all. It's not overly salesy. It just says, hey, here's a free little walkthrough, and as people are viewing this, they're gonna start experiencing paint the dream type of feelings and thoughts. Okay, they're gonna see like this $5 million, and they're gonna be like, wow, I mean, it's just a dashboard and I see $5 million, and probably this guy Adrian is gonna say, how simple it was, I just do this and that and I become a millionaire, and it builds up the dream in people so that they check out the 67 steps. Okay, so we have a bunch of other proof elements here. I like this. It's something different. It's not story based, but it makes everything so real, okay, so tangible, and that's why it's super effective. Then we have this. I don't know what this is. Yeah, Adversent. By spending a lot of money on Facebook ads, we've discovered the secret, and we want to share it with you for free. Yeah, this is once again a typical type of, I think this is lazy, to be honest, a little bit, and I think it shows because it only has 564 reactions and 206 shares. They could have done a better job. It's like, yeah, everybody talks about the secret, but why is it the secret? Like, what makes it special? And that's why it's a good idea to include a unique mechanism, like the supplement, the Onnit, did a few ads before. It teases a secret, but it also highlights some uniqueness, like why is it a secret? And why do you want to share it with me for free? We need a story for it. We need something that makes sense and that people who are reading this are going to feel like, oh, okay, so this guy, why is he doing this? Because like he went through hard times and, he decided that he wants to help others as well. That's a story. A simple one, but it's a story. So I think this is not enough. You need more to make this better. But yeah, let's see, once again, passive income. We have this little illustration. We have long format, story, a lot of value here, a lot of specific numbers. It seems like a little mini essay, okay? And it shows because it has 37,000 reactions, right? It's pretty cool. A lot of shares as well. So with this, you're getting free reach. You don't even have to pay for the ad after some point. Obviously you do, but like you also get a lot of extra reach for free. Then we have Anthony Morrison. Learn how I am building one of the most profitable email lists on the planet by simply reading my free book. Okay, interesting to have two call to actions. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it was probably some test that he did. All in all, I don't really like this copy that much, to be honest. I think you'll absolutely love it, love what you learn, and you'll be on your way to building your very own email marketing business. I don't know, it's not that specific, it's vague, it's so what? It makes me feel like so what? Obviously this little thing is nice here, get my book free, and it had reactions, so obviously it worked. It had a lot of shares as well, so people must have considered this useful, but I'm not really a fan of this specific copy here. But obviously, whenever you're looking at a Facebook ad or YouTube ad or sales page or something like that, you can't just look at it in a vacuum, because so many things depend on so many things. Like, even if the copy is not so good, in my opinion, the targeting itself can be really good. The offer itself can be really good. The quality of audience that he's targeting can be really good. Okay, so you can never really look at this and in a vacuum. Who knows? Maybe, you know, he has a super high priced upsell after people get this, like a $10,000 coaching program that makes, and even if one person buys from I don't know, $10,000, and if you're getting leads at $1 a pop, you know, you still break even. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason why he managed to like run this ad for such a long time. Okay, big takeaway: never consider Facebook ads in a vacuum. Okay, we have this carbon cocoa. So we have like the face of a beautiful girl, and we have this little product here. Looking for a whiter, brighter smile for Christmas? Why not try Carbon Cocoa, the perfect gift for yourself or the bestie? Julia Salvia. Okay, so this was more like an influencer-based promotion campaign. It has a lot of views. Compared to how many views it has, it doesn't really have that many reactions or shares because it's just not useful. Okay, we have a pretty face associated with the product. This is brand marketing, to be honest, and you can see how brand marketing is so much inferior compared to direct response marketing, the thing that we are doing on this channel, because it doesn't get people to like buy right now or do something right now. Okay, then we have Frank Kern. I think this is gonna be the last one because once again, my video is 41 minutes long. I'm trying to keep this short, guys, but there's so many cool things I wanna share. So this one didn't really have that many reactions, even though it had a lot of views, so that's really interesting. But I like the hook here. It says, ever been thrown out of a strip club on a Monday during lunch while making a cold call? I have. And I did not enjoy it. So I created a system that actually works. The answer lies in the IIO framework, or irresistible intrigue offer. So I love the copy because the hook itself is really unique. It's like, whoa, like this gets people reading, right? Like strip club, making cold calls during lunch. What? Frank Kern, he's really good at these very emotional, very unique type of hooks. He immediately teases the system that works, and then we get a little unique mechanism tease. Once again, irresistible intrigue offer. Like, whoa, what's this irresistible intrigue offer, right? And I've written it all down in my book. So in just 7 steps, you'll learn how to make prospects come to you without using pushy tactics or wasting your time. So if you'd like to, you know, qualification elements, we have some desire building elements, more desire building elements. There's no catch, you know, this is an objection handling element. Bonuses on top of that, I'm also giving you a 90-minute online training free, which shows you exactly how to implement what you learn in the book. So this is probably a webinar, to be honest, that sells some type of upsell, because in order for the math to come out, in order for the numbers to work, for these ads to run a long time, he has to make back his money. It's just not enough to get paid $5.6 for the book. He also has to raise his average order value in order for everything to make sense. But all in all, I love the copy. I love Frank Kern's copy style. It's really good, and it's really like funny, and he's a funny guy. Okay, it's really cool. And then we have so many other things. Freedom Fast Lane. Actually, I started my entrepreneur journey by reading this book, to be honest. Freedom Fast Lane. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you got a better idea of how high converting and valuable Facebook ads really work. It's, as you can see, it's all about copy. Sure, the picture is also important, but it's all about the messaging, and the message, the copy is the thing that conveys the most important part of the messaging. So after this video, hope you're gonna be able to like come up with much better ads for yourself or for your clients. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, then smash the like button right now, and also subscribe to the channel, because I'm doing these videos daily, and if you enjoy these types of things, you're getting a lot of value for free from these things. So thank you so much. See you in the next one.